No pukesters helping me to the left, and no pukesters helping me to the right. Didn't need them then, don't need them now.
You are the ex-champion, Mullen.
Now this is the way, Tony and David, that you do the figure four leg lock.
Coming at you live from Cousin Tyrone's basement.
We are here in King Gunther's Death Dungeon is what we're calling it, because we're about to end one of the most overrated wrestlers' careers this Saturday night.
While I would agree with you, I also am looking at that punch that Gunther took last night. And my man, I shouldn't say my man, Bill Goldberg did not pull that punch at all. Gunther ate all of that.
Yeah, it looked a little what do they say in the business? Stiff. It was a little stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we jump into Saturday night's main event, we got a lot to cover, right? We got Saturday night's main event, we got Evolution, we also got SmackDown and Raw, of course, and our Wrestler of the Week. But before we jump into any of that, how are you, Wonder? How was your week? How was your weekend?
Well, we celebrated America as best we could, right? Did some fireworks, which was great. We went and saw Jurassic World Rebirth, which was cool. You know, it was cool. What else did we do? Got some swimming in. So, it was a good long weekend, but never, ever, ever long enough. Ever.
Never feels like it. Never, ever. We had a good 4th of July. I went over to my friend's house and it was fun for the kids. They did some cultural appropriation with the what's the culture? Is it India that they throw the chalk on, like celebrating spring or whatever?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called, a festival of colors or whatever. Yeah, so there was some cultural appropriation because there was no Indians from Asia there. So yeah, that felt cool. There was also a daddy fight. Got to see a man get knocked out. That was fun.
At your friend's house?
Yes. Yeah. The drinks were flowing, and in Kearns, what they say, K-Town get down. They got down.
K-Town, stay down, huh?
Well,
are they both Kearns natives? These fighters?
I'm not 100% sure, but I know one of them did not take any bull crap from the other guy. And the sad thing about it was in front of his kids. So yeah, there's that.
It was a friend of his kid?
No, the two dads.
Okay.
Were fighting.
Got it.
One dad got laid out in front of his kid.
Oh, in front of his kid.
Yes.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's a bad thing. So at that point, we gathered our kids and we're like, we're out of here because I don't want to see the cops, and so we're out.
Yeah.
And so we went over to Murray Park and seen Murray Park explosions. So that was cool. Nice. Wifey's a big firework person. She loves the fireworks. I can't give you a good grade, but wifey said it sucked. So
our fireworks here, as you know, I live very close to a park, and we can see them from our across the street. So they were less than 20 minutes this year, where usually it's well over 30. So I don't know.
We will talk about wrestling here shortly. But I was talking to wifey and I was like, dude, does customs check every single firework that comes from China? Because it's manufactured in China, even though it might be an American company.
I mean, I don't know how you would check every single one, but I'm sure there's some type of tests. Dogs. I don't know exactly what they would do, but it seems like the tariffs hit the firework industry because that show was a little short. Yeah, came up just a little bit short, like Goldberg will on Saturday night's main event.
You keep on trying to take it over to wrestling. I'm not there yet, Wonder.
Okay, go ahead. What else did you do?
No, one last thing. I wanted to shout out the Sky's the Limit group. They are a group of people that put on refugee camp for the South Sudan, and I had the opportunity to DJ that at Kearns Rec. I was just in Kearns all weekend. It was the South Sudan Elite. You can follow them on Instagram. They give refugee kids an opportunity to learn basketball, learn the fundamentals. And the cool thing about it is that some of them end up getting D1 scholarships. A couple of those guys went to JUCOs and whatnot. So without this program, without Sky's the Limit program, these kids probably would not have these type of opportunities. So salute to everybody that came out to Kearns Rec on over the weekend and helped support, man. These kids were jumping out the gym. It's pretty incredible.
That's awesome. You got your Kearns green on, I see. and over under on the number of Kearns natives that had a full mouth of teeth that you saw over the weekend.
Jeez, come on. The refugees, bro.
I'm not talking about the refugees. I'm talking about the ones that are from Kearns.
I know,
Day ones. Don't try
I
to get me.
You see
Don't
that?
do that. Yeah,
See
don't do that.
Try to flip it on you.
Piece of shit.
Oh man, so what do you want to start? What do you want to start with this thing?
I think we kind of have to roll through SmackDown
Okay.
real quick. The biggest thing on SmackDown to me, we get the Randy Drew beef. Boom. All right, that's set for Saturday night's main event. But outside of that, the Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, they win that little tag team match to advance to take on the champs, to be one of the teams to take on the champs at Evolution. So I kind of like the Bliss Charlotte Flair pairing. What are your thoughts?
Well, I called it 2 weeks ago. I said we're gonna get Flair and Bliss.
Mhm.
There was too much. I want to be your friend. I don't want to be your friend. I hate you. I like you. I hate you. I like you. You know, I mean, there was too much of that. Now, one thing that I did not have on my bingo card was Flair going brunette. I did not have that on my bingo card.
Kind of like it.
I like it. It says evil to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed a little dark, you know.
It says evil to me.
So, yeah, I'm the only one I did not call was the Kabuki Warriors getting back together.
Kabuki.
That's what I said,
You
kombucha.
said- oh my God. Okay. That's one of the longest running jokes on this show.
Yeah, it's there. It's staying. But I did not see them being a contender for the women's tag team titles for Evolution. But I did call Rodriguez Perez, Bliss Flair, Ruka, Zarya, and then of course Asuka and Kairi Singh. I did not call them. But that women's tag, which we'll talk about here in a minute, is gonna be fire.
Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Yeah, I'm excited for Bliss Charlotte. I really do like that. Outside of that, what we get the Wyatts taking on the tag division again.
Yeah,
You know, I know who was it who said they was it Martinez? By the
Yeah.
way, if you haven't listened to our interviews with two independent wrestlers here in Utah, Martinez, Dalton Hood, make sure you do that. They are on our YouTube. They're also obviously on the audio feed. Yeah, I'm just okay. They're in the storyline. This is cool. Is it? I don't know. Does anyone feel like a star in this storyline besides Montez Ford?
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Yep.
I can't wait for them to let Montez Ford run. Man, he is such a tremendous athlete. He can work the mic. He looks incredible.
We've been saying this for like 5 years.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully it happens. I mean, we're gonna need some guys to drop off the roster in order for that to happen, I guess.
Yeah.
One thing that hurt my heart was Fatu getting jumped again by the Bloodline 3.0. Got put through a table this time by Talatanga.
The tall one. The taller one.
The taller one. Yeah. He is taller than his other brothers.
Taller than the others. Yeah. When is Tama coming back to help Jacob?
I have no idea, but the internet is loving Tongaloa.
Yeah.
The internet is like, yo, the only person to defeat John Cena is gonna be Tongaloa.
But Tama Tonga, so there was something that Solo had said, and I believe it was on this SmackDown, where he said, now my family's complete. And obviously in the video, there was no Tama Tonga. There was Tala, Tongaloa, JC Mateo. So I think we get Tama coming back to help Jacob at some point.
Need more than that, though.
Well, he's got Big Jim. Big Jim's down.
Yeah, Jimmy has been, he's been floating around.
One thing I've noticed with Big Jim, and it wasn't even me that necessarily was like, oh my God, that's true. So as you know, my son's is getting heavy into wrestling. I watched more wrestling with him in the last 3 weeks. Like we constantly rewatch shows, and he said, because he loves listening to the music, the WWE music on Apple Music. Entrances. Wow, that was a weird one. And he said, why doesn't Jimmy ever get an entrance? And I'm like, yeah, he does. And he doesn't. Jimmy's either in the ring or he comes out during commercial. So I'm like, damn, that's kind of disrespectful. But it's true. there's zero love for Jim from TV. Why do you think
Yeah.
that is? Because he doesn't eat.
I have no idea. He has one of the best songs in the WWE.
Yeah, I was born a king.
Oh,
Yeah. Well,
fire.
I hear it every day.
Fire, but again, he's not Yeet. He's not Yeet, and but you know what's funny? He could wrestle better than Jay, and he
Talk. He's a better talker.
than Solo. If I'm gonna compare the brothers,
I don't know. Solo is really in some good space right now, talking, and he's a solid. I mean, he's a really good wrestler, but to the detriment to Solo right now, to put him over as like a major big time heel, is that he's also funny because he makes a lot of jokes and he does funny shit in ring, which I love. But like to make him like really hated, it's kind of hard when you do stuff like that. But I think Solo might be the best all around wrestler of those brothers.
yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
You had mentioned, I mean, are we done with SmackDown? Because I want to move on.
Drew McIntyre gets RKO'd by Randy.
Yeah, I brought that up. They
Drew's
start their
Yeah.
beef. We got Saturday night's main event.
Cool.
You said he's no Yeet. Is Yeet still?
After
Because
those shorts,
what was Jay wearing? I text you. I said, did Jay forget his gear? Like what? It looked like he had like some sweat shorts, some knee pads he borrowed from someone. He had his mid Air Force Ones and high socks. I was like, what in the hell is this?
Yo, and it's the high socks where you wear them just because you don't have nothing else in your drawer and you're wearing pants, so it covers it up, so you're not embarrassed. But he didn't have it covered up, so
yeah, man, it was weird.
I hope this isn't his Triple H biker shorts era. I hope that this is just a. Hey, I was not planning. Well, he was planning to wrestle. I don't know.
Yeah, it was advertised. He had to have forgotten his stuff, and also even his entrance wasn't like usual, like craziness. So I'm like, what is going on with Jay? What is happening? And then it led me to the end of Raw. I mean, we can go all over the place, but the end of Raw with exactly how insane the pop was for LA Knight. So my question to you in this moment, DreRawka, is LA Knight now more over than Jey Uso?
Absolutely not.
Whoa,
In no way, shape, or form is LA Knight more over than Yeet. And
maybe it was just off night. Maybe it was just off night for the Yeet Meister.
We got to look at what just happened, right? You just had Seth Rollins, put it on Penta, and you got the Bronze about to come out and destroy, do all this work.
Mm-hmm.
And because for some reason, Braun Breaker can destroy Sami Zayn. Bronson Reed can destroy Jay, but I guess Seth Rollins can't destroy Penta.
Seth isn't like the super dominating, like evil monster. Like he's a great wrestler, but unless he has a weapon or someone to come out, I get it. Like Breaker is killed Sammy, and Bronson Reed is enormous.
Yes,
so I get that.
So you see what happened, what leads up to that, right? You got those two, you got Braun twins coming out, and then you got Rollins that's over Penta, and then you got LA Knight, boom, come here to save the day, save the cherished Penta that everybody loves, right? Mm-hmm. So you see that, but Jay, he just comes out like regular, you know what I mean? He's just regular, and maybe he didn't have the pants, so people were like, "Whoa, what the hell's going on?" Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm gonna yeet as loud tonight.
And he didn't even look like he was putting it all in. Whoa.
Yo, chill.
Wow, that came out wrong.
That was crazy. Maybe Jay knows something we don't. Maybe Jay is maybe they are gonna not main event Jay no more.
Well,
sometimes when you hear about a story, you could tell, in history of WWE, you could tell when somebody gets bad news.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Jay got some bad news, but he still has to perform, right? I don't know. But no, in no way, shape, or form right now at this moment is LA Knight more over than Jey Uso.
Okay. All right. I mean, Jay got a big pop last week when he came out to make the save, but I don't believe it was the same as LA Knight popping up behind Seth with the popcorn that same week. No. And last night, LA got a bigger pop. So we'll see. We're going to get through Saturday night's main event.
Time will tell.
See what happens. and go from there. What else do I want to talk about? Can we talk about Sammy getting beat up by Karrion Kross, then getting beat up in the match and, is out for an indefinite amount of time? But the fans cheering for Kross. We want Kross.
We want Kross. We want Kross. We want Kross. Well, you have me.
Yeah.
This is really, really dope. This is really, really dope. I love that Kross is taking advantage. I love that Kross is leading his own path. Like, you just beat me at Night of the Champions, right? All right, cool. I'm not going nowhere. Matter of fact, I'm going to see you Monday night, Sammy. I'm going to bring this pipe. I'm going to bust it over your ribs because you're still lying to yourself.
Yep.
And I'm not going to go out like that. Boom, put it on him. Later on the night, we're going to get a little interview, right? Above the crowd. He's with the people. What better way? Not backstage. Nah, Karrion Kross is with the people. The people want Karrion Kross. And they proved it Monday night by telling, Karrion, he didn't even like allude to like cheer for me. Karrion Kross was about to give us a promo. The people made him turn what he was about to say into, well, I'm here, right? You could tell Kross, he improvised that whole thing very, very well. And then at the end of the night, what do we see? Him leaving with Scarlett and the people still waiting outside cheering for Karrion Kross. I love it.
I love it too. And I hope the fans stay on this course because we got a lot of, we want truth. We want truth. We want truth. Where are those same people at now? That it seems like he's just not as over as he was when he wasn't there, right? They got what they wanted. He's back, and it's kind of silence oftentimes when you see him.
Oh, give it time for Truth, right? Because Truth, it's totally different storylines. Like if it was Karrion Kross and Cena, be a little different, right? Because we can expect Karrion Kross to be there week in and week out. With Truth, it's a little different, right? He's long in the tooth. No disrespect, but he's probably will never hold a title again.
Wow.
No disrespect, but he ain't gonna hold that world title.
But he ain't never gonna be shit in this business.
He's already established, right? Truth is one of the most decorated athletes in the WWE, in pro wrestling in general. Yeah. But with Karrion Kross, he still has this, I'm trying to prove something, right? He still has this, I'm still working my way up. And I feel like the people understand that. And it's crazy too, because it's like, as much as Kross is a heel, Kross is also babyface, right? He's riding this thin line like Rhea Ripley, where they want him to be a heel, but the people are like, nah, that's our guy, you know what I mean? Or that's our lady. And that's the same thing with Karrion Kross right now. Like, you're going over a major babyface in Sami Zayn, who everybody was just singing his song. Yeah. And then once he gets beat up, they're cheering for Kross. Insane. I don't know how this works, but I love where Karrion Kross is at, and I just want to see him work his way up SummerSlam, getting some type of big match.
I hope it finally makes Sammy heel. Can we quit messing around? Like, the fans are cheering for someone else while you're getting beat up. Let's make it happen. Come on, Hunter. Paul, let's do it.
I like it. El Grande Americano put it on Dragon Lee.
Is Mosh Grande now. He got bigger.
He did.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah. Oh my God. What is happening today?
Seeing the man who was alleged to be Ludwig Kaiser underneath that mask, seeing that man move in ways that we haven't seen before was pretty cool.
It was cool. And also at the same time, it almost felt like whomever is under the mask, we're not going to speculate. Ludwig hasn't been here at King Gunther's mansion recently. But some of the moves, it was like, okay. And maybe that's what they're going for, is like, hey, by the way, you all know that we know that you know that this isn't the same. Whomever the original El Grande Americano was, this guy doesn't have the same move set, if you will. So I liked it. And at the same time, some of the shit just looked funny.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple of Hurricanranas were a little short, but hey, who am I to judge?
Oh, man, and the internet was upset that he beat Dragon Lee. This is what we got to do, wrestling fans. We have to understand that someone who might have been super over in another promotion may not necessarily be over in WWE. And the proof of that is in the pudding when that wrestler makes their entrances, has matches. I love Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee's not Penta. in WWE, right? They were both very popular in their previous company, but it just seems like people were so pissed, and it's like, well, this is just telling this story, you know?
Well, and Penta has history, right? Let's see what happens when Octagon Junior comes over. Like,
Mm.
is I don't think a lot of people are connected to Octagon Junior, but like even La Parka, like if La Parka end up coming to WWE, like I
Who
think
is
he'll
La
have
Parka now, I wonder? This is like La Parka's been around for like 40 plus years. And
hell
then they
yeah.
debuted the new one. So that was kind of dope when that happened. I don't know who he is though.
I don't know, but one thing with La Parka is he gave us the same type of rhythm that Penta got. I mean, I
Mhm.
would argue that Penta got a lot of that rhythm, him
Mhm.
strutting out from La Parka, right?
Yeah.
Like all he needs is a Thriller soundtrack and we're good.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that a lot of those characters, Ray Phoenix, and tremendous athlete, was over in AEW, but come over here, you're in the shadow of your brother right now.
Yeah. And he's one of the biggest stars consistently on Raw and just enormous pop. The kids love him, right? I like watching him. So it's just they're just different. Just two different people.
Can Americano win without that headbutt? Can he win without cheating? We haven't seen it yet.
I'm going to say no. Yeah. I think that's the thing. He's American. He is the epitome of America. Okay. You know, Eddie Guerrero said, I lie, I cheat, I steal. He's Chicano.
Yeah. Hey, fire out our music too.
Oh, yeah. What else from Raw, Dre?
Valkyria, she
Oh,
stood up to Becky and Bailey.
hmm
We finally get all three of them in the ring. They talk their ish, and Valkyria says, "I'm tired of it. Like
yeah.
I'm tired of this. You're playing her, she's playing you to play me. I'm
hmm
done with it. You gotta try to sneak me, and it's not gonna happen. And I'm gonna lay both y'all out. I love it. I hope she gets the belt back, but I know it's not happening."
I'm okay with her not getting it back because I'd like to see her in like something else. I think she's really good. And not to say that she's being because the IC women's title isn't necessarily just a mid card title because it does feel elevated because of who's in the picture. But I'd love to see her like in like the women's championship picture by the end of the year. So I'm okay with her losing, in a way that makes her still look strong and like she could have won, but something happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm fine with it.
I,
I'm trying to
I
see what other notes I have. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say Penta Rollins, I really enjoyed that match. I had
Mhm.
fun with that match. I wanted to see them work together more.
Yep. Yeah. Both of those guys are great wrestlers, and I think it doesn't matter who you put them with, the match is going to be great. But when you put two guys like that are both from the same cloth of just fucking great matches, there's no doubt it's going to hit. So yeah, that was really good.
Hey, I wrote down here on my notes. I wanted to get your take on this. What was your thoughts on Breaker taking the mic and starting the promo for um this new faction? Which are we getting inklings of a new name? What did Paul Heyman say? Did he say the Evolution or I forget what he said. He said something that almost I took it as like, is this the a precursor to the group name? Because we still don't have a group name for these
Maybe
guys.
he threw it out there to see how the reaction would be.
Yeah.
No, I liked it. That's one thing about Braun Breaker is he needs to be able to like, especially after this faction ends, he needs to be able to handle those promos because he's still a little like green in that area. But I liked it last night, and it was a good mix of like talking shit, but also funny.
Mhm.
Where he's talking about Sammy never played a sport, never been in the gym. Sammy's just like your everyday dude, right? That likes wrestling.
I didn't get that though. Why Sammy? Like you should be past Sammy.
Well, I think it's just because he had the match with him that night. Like that's who he was.
I guess
That's
so.
where the promo, because then Bronson Reed talked about Jay.
Yeah, that's true.
So speaking of that faction facing everyone last night, I love Paul Heyman speaking Spanish. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah. Did you see Rollins go to Reed was like, yo, he speaks Spanish? He said, I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I liked him. I liked Breaker taking the mic. I thought it was funny, and then the more reps he gets like that, because truthfully, he's going to be one of those guys, and after Rollins is done, after obviously Cena's out of here, he's like the next star. It feels like, right?
He said it the next 2 decades.
Yeah, exactly. So it's good for him, It was funny for me, and he'll just keep getting better.
Yes, sir.
I don't think I think we touched on. Yeah, I got Cross. I got Asuka, Kyrie, joining up the what Warriors?
The Kambuchi.
Yeah, Gunther Goldberg face off. We touched on that. Whatever. You know the one thing I did like about that whole face off was it gave me a vibe of Attitude Era WWE in the fact that Gunther was in ring talking, and then we cut back to the parking lot to Goldberg pulling up. Now, obviously, I don't like Goldberg, but it like made me feel like, oh, like when Stone Cold would pull up in the back, and someone would be in the ring just terrified. So I did like that. I'm so interested to see how this match goes. Like, because really they haven't done much to lead up, like as far as like hitting or putting moves on. Like we got the hit last night. Oh man, sorry. My nose is a itching. What does that mean? What do old people say when your nose itches? Palm itches it. Getting money.
Your
Nose.
ear.
Someone's talking about you, right?
Is that no? Your ear ringing that somebody's talking about you.
Oh, okay, well then I don't know. Maybe just your allergies are acting up. But yeah, I just want to see how this match is going to play out. I believe Gunther can have a good match with almost anybody. Goldberg may be one of those where he can't. And truthfully, maybe nobody can, except for Seth Rollins.
Yeah. What's your prediction here?
Let's get into Saturday night's main event.
Let's do it.
My prediction is Gunther wins. Like
How?
He's just gonna win.
Did he just put him to sleep, or is it a 1, 2, 3? Or
I think it's got to be a 1, 2, 3. I think you go out on your back, right? I don't think he puts him to sleep. Maybe they work up to try to tell that story like he will, but I think eventually it's going to be a 1, 2, 3. Gunther rolls out. Goldberg gets up, gets his flowers for 28 years of bullshit, and we move on.
Yo, we were watching. I was on Peacock. We were on the Cock last night, and we were watching. They have a Goldberg section, right? And I was looking at some of his top moments, and
God,
I was like, Jesus Christ, this dude was jacked.
yeah.
And just to see his jackhammer on guys like Kevin Nash, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, it's insane. He was jacked, and he was literally, man. If he could wrestle without hurting people, he would have been. I mean, he was already a huge star, but he would have been.
He was huge.
I think he'd be in the same line as like a Stone Cold. Like,
well, for some people, he is, which is crazy.
That's
crazy
insane
to me. He had a longer run, I think, as a whole than Stone Cold.
Well, WCW patted him. He didn't break his neck, like.
Well, that's the thing. Let's relate it to like music, right? Like, there are some. We'll stay in hip hop because that's our lane. There are some hip hop artists that come out and you're like, why are they so popular? And why are they getting pushed so much? And you don't understand it, but it just happens. Like, that's Goldberg to me in wrestling sense. Like, he looked great, right? But when it came down to it and we had these matches, like, I don't know if you could name 10 Goldberg matches or maybe even 5 that are just like, just great matches, ones where you'd put up there and remembering and being able to talk about it and the masses remember. So yeah, it was just manufactured. He's like the fucking sexy red. He's a sexy red of
damn.
of
Don't
wrestling.
Put that on sexy. Get sexy. All right, I'll give you that. All right, we'll take that one.
Yeah.
So you're taking Goldberg to beat Gunther.
No, I'm taking Gunther. You crazy? Did you listen to anything I said? No, I'm kidding.
No, I was fucking with you. Does Pat McAfee come back and help Gunther or help Goldberg?
Can we say can I say one thing? Do we miss Pat McAfee?
Oh, don't do that to what's his name?
No, I don't. I don't miss Pat McAfee.
Oh, okay.
At all.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't miss Pat like I thought I would.
Corey Graves is great.
Yeah, Graves is nice with Michael Cole, but there are some like last night, right? Like You got Jey Uso that does the dap up to Michael Cole, but Corey Graves is just kind of like fist bump. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, come on, man. Like give Graves some love, man.
Like I love Pat. I love his show. I love the way that he just would like jump in the wrestling ring and like work the matches that he has had. But also at the same time, I don't feel like I need to hear him every week. I like Graves. I like a guy that's like came up in wrestling. You know, and Pat's like, I mean, outside of him being a all pro punter, Pat's just like me and you, just a huge fan of wrestling that was able to get into it.
I, I think Pat did a great job. He's not missed. I'm not gonna say that. I'll say he's missed, but Graves is doing a great job. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and Graves, if he was still training, who knows? He might throw a match or so. I never
Well,
seen him wrestle,
I don't think he can. I think
Is
it
he-
was an injury that ended
Oh,
his
okay.
and that's why he went the way he did.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I say all that to say Goldberg's winning.
Oh my hill. Okay. And then does Seth cash in? Because
Oh,
Goldberg isn't having another match after this.
he doesn't. But what would make Rollins cash in on Goldberg? Is it just easy prey?
Just to have that belt.
Yeah. I can see
Maybe
that.
to have that.
Ooh.
Okay, hold on, wait. Go ahead. Okay, you go with your thought. I'll go with mine.
Is there there's ties? I mean, the Steiner Bros, right? And Goldberg, WCW, didn't they put it on Goldberg at one point?
Oh, I'm sure it was
At
both
one
ways.
point, I'm sure there's a story there. I don't know. I would
Here's
say
Spear.
I was yeah, exactly. He gets speared.
Mm-hmm.
Braun Breaker breaks him, and then as Rollins just moseys on in 1, 2, 3. We got a new world heavyweight champion in Seth Rollins.
Maybe we find a way. Oh my God, this is gonna. If Gunther loses, like legitimately loses to Goldberg, I'm gonna lose my shit. But maybe we find a way to turn Gunther face in the end of this match. Let's say he loses to Goldberg, which again I will throw up. If it's just a regular, he took the L to Bill Grandpa Goldberg, I will be sick. My son calls him Grandpa because he looks like my dad. Let's say that happens. Goldberg's standing there, and then burn it down. Come down, spear. Gunther's walking to the back. Like, Rollins wins the title. They're beating up Goldberg, but Gunther just turns like, I can't let this happen. Comes in, makes the save, raises Goldberg's hand. Someone else is going to have to come out. We probably get Penta. We get LA Knight again, right? But that's a way to turn Gunther face. But I don't know if you need to. That's the only logical reason he should lose this match.
Do you think Gunther can be relatable as a face? I don't think his character in general, even if he was face, I don't think the people would like him as face.
I think what Gunther has that is similar to a legend that we talked about. We talked about this about Gunther 2 weeks ago, like maybe last week. How he just does everything on his own. He didn't have anyone in his corner. But people do like him. He's a worker. He has great matches. He's great on the mic. Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't trust anybody. Gunther doesn't need to trust anybody. People love Stone Cold after a while, right? They tried to make him a heel. A little bit different than Gunther, where he is a heel. They tried to make Stone Cold a heel for the longest, but he was just too much of a badass, right? The people loved him. He got over with his work. Maybe it's the same for Gunther.
I don't think it was. I mean, obviously the work is a part of it, but he had that fire ass King of the Ring promo, right? Austin 316.
Yeah.
That's what. But Gunther hasn't gave us a Austin 316 promo. He hasn't gave us that thing to hold on to.
The street rap promo. What are we talking about? How the J and he'll never be as good as him. Come on, man.
It's not enough.
Listen, there's never going to be a Austin 316 promo ever again. I don't give two shits what anyone says. That's never happening again. Ever.
Yeah, 30 years later, huh?
It's just never going to happen. Like you had the CM Punk pipe bomb, yeah. Austin 316, Brett screwed Brett. Those are the biggest promos that I remember. And Brett screwed Brett was like a staged like an interview. So
which way did he go? Which way did he go? Was it that Rocky to Shane O'Mac? Or was it Shane O'Mac to Big Show?
I don't know.
You remember that?
No.
It was making fun of him. Which way did he go? I'm about to send you the video. It's hilarious.
Okay. Okay, so you're taking Goldberg. Fucking. Actually, okay, we gave that prediction. Who's your wrestler of the week, though? And then we'll get into our predictions for the weekend.
Oh, my wrestler of the week is easy by far.
Mhm.
If people want Cross, we got Cross. Karrion Cross didn't even wrestle this week.
Wow. Okay.
But I just think he had such a great moment to where he's being submitted, man. He's carving his own path, and he lost Night of Champions. He won on Monday Night Raw. He won not only in the beating up Sammy, obviously it wasn't a match, but he also won a promo that was improvised, and the people cater to him. If we talk about entertainment, we talk about wrestling. The people dictate what makes something great that week, and the people picked Karrion Cross.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm cool with Cross. I'm gonna go with Seth freaking Rollins. His faction dominated. He beat Penta in a great match.
Mm-hmm.
That frog splash, he looked like Vince Carter up there. Just the vertical was out of this world.
Yeah.
And then also, him taking the bump from LA Knight made me really excited for Saturday. So I'm going with Seth.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. All right. Saturday night's main event. We only have 3 matches announced. What's your speculation on the 4th? There has to be a 4th match.
Dom and AJ, right? Like that's the only other one. There's no title. I mean, there's one title on this whole card. But is he medically cleared? I don't know.
I'm thinking AJ Dom is SummerSlam. What if we get a solo Jacob? Some type of iteration of solo Jacob.
I don't think they trust Jacob on live TV yet.
They'll just throw it to commercial. We have to understand there's going to be 389 commercials on Saturday night's main event. So, they probably keep him at the tuck like, oh man, Jacob's about to trip.
You got to remember, they're in Atlanta, Georgia. It's got to be AJ Styles. It's got to be Styles. Cody's not there. It has to be a Georgia staple.
Cody isn't there. That's very interesting, huh? Cody isn't there.
Maybe
he's a promo from Cody.
Maybe it's that. I don't know. There's something. Maybe it is a long promo. Maybe they bring
because it's 2 hours. Saturday night's main event's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's got to be another match, even with promos, and your, 45 minutes of commercials. I don't see how they stretch the show out to 2 hours.
SummerSlam's what? August, first week of August?
No. Let's take a look. Let me get IT on it real quick. Also, was looking up, my son has a fish tank, looking up fish tank cleaners. It's pretty interesting, that world. SummerSlam is, not like you asked. August 2nd, August 3rd. So, yeah, you're correct.
So I think that's too long to wait for Dom and AJ. I'm going to say Dom and AJ will be announced Friday night.
Okay, maybe. And I wouldn't be mad at that. But I think what I like about this Dom AJ thing is the constant frustration AJ's having with Dom not being cleared. That coupled with, we have 2 nights of SummerSlam, and you got to fill 2 cards essentially. You got to put the IC title on there. Why not drag that bitch out for the rest of the month? Like maybe a week before SummerSlam or 2 weeks before, which would be coming up soon, AJ has proof that Dom isn't injured. Stretch this thing out, right? And then the title just stays on Dom because he can't wrestle anyone anyways. He's not cleared.
Yeah.
I think the people, fans, and not even just fans, but that's tough because the Mysterio name holds weight for people, casuals that watch Saturday night's main event, right? To be like, oh, Mysterio, oh, that's Ray's son. But also, like, don't you want to get Jacob Fatu in front of some of these casuals too?
Absolutely. I personally, just where he's been at with his promos, I mean, he's throwing up gang signs. He's talking about blood this. Like, come on. Like, a live TV, I don't know if they'll trust him just yet.
He's got my son saying, yada I mean.
Yada bam bam, yada I mean.
He said that to Steady. He said that to Steady last weekend. Steady goes, did he just say yada I mean? Hey, He's a big Keek the Sneak fan. Okay.
I'll put that
anyway,
on.
let's see. All right. So the two matches that we have confirmed minus Goldberg, Gunther, which we already gave our prediction. Randy Drew seems a little quick, but that's kind of what Saturday night's main event's for, is good matches that are set up quickly. So who do you got here, Dre?
Randy. Randy's not gonna lose twice, and Drew's okay with taking squashes.
I almost feel like Randy's in his era of constantly losing, and it doesn't matter because he's still Randy Orton. I think we're going to have him get a little bit of that run for the rest of this year, similar to when Cena would come back, right? Randy's full time, so Randy's going to win on Raw or on SmackDown rather. But on these big matches, he got his win against Joe Hendry, but then I think we're just going to see a string of losses for Randy that it doesn't hurt him one way or the other, and then Drew kind of advances in some stories. So I'll go with Drew.
All
We
right.
are split so far. Are we going to be split on L.A. Knight and Seth freaking Rollins? Who do you got?
Whoa. Gotta go with Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins will win. LA Knight, you've done too many sneak moves. Now you got the guy, you got the Joker in his face. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, brother? I got Rollins winning, and you gotta think Rollins has heavy duty help behind him. So Rollins gets this win.
Yeah, I agree. So there we agree on one of them. And then let's just see what this other match is. I'm excited it's gotta be something fun.
No ladies. Is there a lady?
Well, it's because Evolution's the next night.
That's true. Everybody
So they'll be pumping Evolution like crazy. Right? I mean, we have this. We didn't even mention NXT Great American Bash. AEW has their biggest pay-per-view, not PLE, pay-per-view.
Is it All In?
Yeah. A lot of stuff going down this weekend.
Is AEW, are they back in the UK? Are they doing Wembley again?
Good question.
Because I know I know WWE was looking at Wembley, but I honestly don't think
No, they're in Texas.
Oh, they're in Texas?
In the great state of Texas.
What's that? Not alleged. Where the Cowboys play?
That's not where this is. This is at Global Life Field. They're not at shitty Jerry's World. That's right, Cowboy fans. Football season's almost here. In the words of Sean Hickenbottom, suck it. We'll get there, though. Yeah, All In. Mercedes Moné, Tony Storm, a bunch of other guys wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Anyways, back to WWE though. So
yes. NXT. Let's talk about the Great American Bash real quick.
Run through that. I don't know anything about it.
Well, Oba is defending against Yoshiki Inamura, I believe is how you pronounce it. This guy Yoshiki, he's in a tag team, and I just can't connect with the guy. He kind of
here you go.
He's very, very. I'm not gonna disrespect him because I think Manny Lemons might have signed a contract with AEW. I seen a post from him, and he was straight AEW background, new shots. So I'm like, but he didn't like officially say that like he signed anything or anything. So I'm gonna be respectful.
Let's call him and break some news. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna take Oba. I think Oba smashes this guy. This one though, Jordan Grace going for the NXT Women's title against No, hold on. What?
No, that's on Evolution, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. So Jordan Grace is fighting back to back?
Jordan Grace is fighting JC Jane on Evolution.
But it says here, NXT Great American Bash, Jordan Grace versus Blake Monroe versus Fatal Influence.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Because they have that little, Shout out to our friend. It's so hard to call them by their new names.
Yeah.
Rappers, wrestlers, everything. But shout out to Blake Monroe.
That's insane. I didn't realize that that's a tag match. Well, I guess she has to work easy that night. I'll take Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe versus Fatal
friend of the show, Blizzy Monrizzi, as they say in the business.
That's crazy because even Sol Ruka has a back-to-back now because she'll be fighting Saturday night. She's putting up her title against Izzy Dame.
Oh, Izzy Dame, huh?
Yeah, she's something. Sol Ruka. I'm a Sol Ruka stan, so I'm going with Sol.
Okay.
TNA World Championship contract signing with
contract signing. What are we doing NXT on a PLE?
Yeah. Well, I mean it's Santana and Joe Hendry. So they're gonna throw hands. Eventually,
Okay.
we'll probably get a triple threat match with that. But I don't know, because Santana and Joe Hendry kind of have like a cool understanding that there is TNA versus NXT. So
Mhm.
I don't know. But Trick also went and got Wes Lee and his boys, and he also got what's his name?
Get him.
Big what's his name that did the horrible botch over the top? Big Money. What's his name?
Oh,
AJ Francis.
yeah.
He,
The spitter. Yeah.
Tricks he does stuff on him. But
Nice. And by spitter, I mean rapper.
Yeah.
We don't need anything. Okay.
Hey yo.
Hey, what else we got on NXT? Anything?
That's it.
Okay. Good prediction.
That's Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. Let's get into Evolution. JC Jane, Jordan Grace, NXT Women's Championship match. Who you got?
Jordan Grace. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's her time.
too. She just she's got a look to her, right?
Yeah, she can go.
She's I don't know what Vince would say, but like, God damn it, she's got a look to her.
Real quick, Wifey and I were having this conversation because we were talking about Evolution, and Wifey was like, China would beat all these chicks. And I was like, but you also think about back then, China really didn't have nobody that she was facing guys because there was no women for her to face.
Yeah.
In 2000,
Yeah.
in 2025, could you imagine China versus Bianca versus Rhea?
I think that would be dope. China was obviously ahead of her time, but also from an athleticism standpoint, I think she'd get cooked now, and that might piss some people off. But like Rhea, Bianca, they are freakish athletes.
I agree.
Right? And I just feel like, I mean, I again loved China's character. And she had, the matches with Jericho, where if you hear Jericho talk about it, he said he had to basically handle the whole thing or I don't know. But yeah, I don't think China would. She'd be muscle.
Yeah.
She'd be Raquel.
Don't do that to Raquel.
That's your girl.
I love Raquel.
All right. Speaking of Raquel and Roxanne against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Sol Ruka and Zaraya versus the Kabuki Warriors, which for those who don't know, it's Asuka and Kairi Sane. There's a lot here. There's a lot of potential outcomes in my mind. I had a very hard time deciding who wins this match because you keep it on Raquel and Roxanne. There's a whole story there for when Liv comes back. Charlotte and Alexa would really elevate this too, right? But then we can tell a story of them kind of falling out of friendship or in and out because WWE likes to really, speed those type of storylines along. Sol Ruka and Zaraya, good eyes on them. They're not winning these tag team titles, but Asuka and Kairi, they're a legitimate tag team, and they're both stars. So, Dre, I'm just going to stay with Raquel and Roxanne strictly for storyline purposes. I think that's the most interesting thing that can happen for when Liv comes back. But who do you got?
I'm right there with you. I think Raquel and Roxanne gets it done, and it's what's good for business, right? And it's only going to push that story further. I mean, you look at what Roxanne did. She put a whole memorial in the Judgment Day locker room.
Yeah.
So it's like when Liv decides she wants to come back, she sees what's been happening. Raquel says she's been talking to her, and so I think that this is going to be a huge betrayal. Because now Raquel's going to be hugging her. They're going to be excited they won. And Liv's going to be like, oh, you with that girl? All right, then. Yeah. I'm going to take everybody out. So to further the story, I'm going to say Roxanne gets the win. But we're going to get a huge performance from Asuka, Kairi Sane, Sol Ruka, Zarya. All these ladies are going to perform really well. I honestly... This outside of the main event, the Women's World Championship, I think this might be the match of the night.
I think there's going to be a lot of great matches, but I am excited for this one in particular. Next, Jade versus Naomi in a no holds barred.
Jade gets this done.
I'm saying Naomi wins. I'm going with Naomi. Lie, cheat, steal, get the dub. You're on your feet. To then go to our next match. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. I mean, it's cool to see Trish. Looks like $1 million. It's
weren't
incredible.
Yeah, exactly. They were just a tag team. What the hell?
Yeah, this whole like choose your competitor thing is stupid to me, but whatever. I'm assuming you're taking Tiffany.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah.
Trish doesn't mean it's going to be a fun match, but it doesn't make it. Okay, and then Naomi is cashing in here on Evolution. She's getting that title. We then get a rematch of Jade Naomi at SummerSlam for the women's championship.
I'm not mad at that.
Let's go. Chalk it up. Chalk it up, baby. Chalk
Some
it
good
up,
writing.
Hunter. All right. Next up, Becky Lynch versus Bayley versus Lyra for the women's IC title.
Well, I want Lyra to win, but it's not happening. But I'm still gonna roll with Lyra, even though I think Becky retains.
I'm gonna go with Bayley, the hugger,
Ooh.
the role model, whatever we're calling her these days. I think just put it on Bayley. Why not? Give her something to roll with. Her and Becky can feud for a while. Let's get Lyra into another storyline. So I'll go Bayley.
Battle Royal?
3 more matches. Yep. Or 2 more matches, rather. Yes, the Battle Royal for a shot at the Women's Championship at Clash in Paris, which I think is September. I'll have to look that up for sure. We don't know all the entrants. We know some of them, but who you got?
Well, we don't even know what title. It says title shot. We don't know what title do they have the choice? The winner get a choice of what title they want to go for?
Maybe. Again, does WWE know what the fuck they're doing? I don't know.
What other women are left? You know what I mean? Like who?
I mean,
else
there's
is...
a lot. Nikki Bella, Stephanie Vaquer.
That's boom. You just answered it. Stephanie's winning. Yeah,
Stephanie's my pick for sure. Let's think about this. What other women could potentially be the ones where you're like, oh yeah, they could win this? Stephanie, Nikki Bella. Those are the ones that we see the most being promoted.
B-Fab.
Okay.
Stop.
We're gonna get maybe
Chelsea
Blake
Green.
Monroe. Maybe we get Blake Monroe in here.
Oh yeah.
No offense to our friend, but it's a little early for her to win this. But she probably gets a look, right? Man, who are we forgetting here? Come on, Dre.
Oh, I mean, Meechin, you got Chelsea Green, Piper Niven.
Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, that whole crew.
Yeah.
Is
Bianca back? Is she healthy?
If Bianca pops up, what a little wrinkle we get there.
Yeah, because if she gets to choose who she wants a title shot against, does she go back against Naomi if she cashes in?
Right. I think, and also we don't know how many people, just as Battle Royal. We don't know how many women are in this. So it could be 20, right? But I think we're going to get some NXT folks.
Oh, Miss
Julia.
No, she's a champion.
Zelina. Huh?
Zelina for sure.
Well, we'll get both of them.
Julia holds a title. What is she doing in the Battle Royal? She already has a title.
Get another title.
I guess so.
Get all the titles. Julia on 2 belts. Ivy Nile will be in it, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's people. There's women for sure. So, but I think we're going to see a lot of NXT just to kind of get them more familiar, with the main audience. But I'll go Stephanie. Unless, if Bianca's in this, I may have to change my vote. Though Stephanie just seems like the logical answer.
She does. In Paris. Yeah.
And I can't wait for her and Nikki Bella to face off and be like, Stephanie's like, say my name. Ooh. Oh, say my name.
I love it. And then all of a sudden, Paul Heyman comes out and he's talking in Spanish. And he's
Hola, como estas? Mi amo es Paul Heyman.
Mi amo es.
Last match, right? We've gone through all but Io Rhea. Yeah,
this one's interesting. Rhea hasn't beat Io. Io's been kicking Rhea's ass since NXT. Man, I love both of these women, man. They're both top 5 for me. Jeez. I'm gonna say, oh man. All right, I'm gonna go Rhea. I think Io has had her time with the belt. We're moving belts quickly now. I think Io's had it for maybe over 90 days now. Let's go Rhea. I'm gonna go mommy wins, Riptide, something crazy.
I agree. Rhea with the belt at SummerSlam just looks. I love Io, but I think Rhea having that belt at SummerSlam is like, yes, this is the biggest event of the summer. And we have the biggest stars, the biggest champions, the biggest matches. Boom. Shit on what AEW is doing, like WWE likes to do with their alternate programming.
They're so funny though, because like AEW low key is like creeping up on ratings and stuff. And what does WWE do? Hey, let's go get TNA.
Yeah. Buy these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great weekend. If you're a wrestling fan, great weekend of wrestling. Like everywhere you go, everywhere you look, you can watch some wrestling.
Yeah, and if you're in the local Salt Lake City area, go check out the Great American Day DCW Devotion Championship Wrestling this Saturday at Light Tree Studios, 740 West, 1700 South. Doors are at 6:30. Bell starts at 7:30. Eventbrite.com is how you can get tickets. Already got mine. Me and my son are going to go. Hopefully, Wonder, you can join. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and if you want to hear more about this local wrestling scene that we have, we interviewed 2 of the wrestlers. Young up-and-comer in Dalton Hood, just a young buck, can't even drink yet. And Dre tried to offer him alcohol. And I was like, whoa, man, maybe he's not old enough. You know, he's got a baby face / beard, you know, minus the beard. It's a baby face.
Hey, what'd you say about refugees?
Dre's out here peddling alcohol to minors. But anyways, no. So you can check that out. Or Martinez, which is a fun interview because he is a character, number one. Very funny dude. And he makes fun of himself quite a bit too, you know, and I think when someone can do that, I relate to them very well.
Yo, what he said, I'm gonna be honest, I'm 5'6".
Yeah.
We know.
Well, yeah, we can see you. And then when he also said, like, I have this face, I can't help it. Legitimately, when he walked into the studio and we were finishing up with Dalton, I looked over there and I was like, man, is this dude pissed? Like, these guys got like real life beef? What the hell's happening? But yeah, man. He was a cool dude. Both really good dudes. So make sure you check those out again on our YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. They are there.
Yes, sir. If you want to follow me at DreRawka, DRERAWKA is how you can do that.
When are you changing your name? Like all these rappers and these wrestlers.
Well, I was DJ Bad Hair Day for a minute.
I'm glad you changed that because we weren't as close then. That's an awful name.
That was great. We talk about Hair Day. Everybody can relate to it. Well, I mean, not everybody.
Can they? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Go check out. Got content up there. We got just fun stuff up on the Patreon and on the YouTubes and however you get podcasts. Follow me. But more importantly, follow us at Figure the Number 4 Podcast on Instagram. The best way to support this podcast is to tell a friend about it, especially if you're watching, right? You're listening. You are a pro wrestling fan. Tell a friend about us.
Tell a friend, like, and share. And if you can't do, well, sharing and telling a friend is obviously the same thing, right? Okay, that's fine. Like, interact, comment. Just helps, right? If you like this shit, like it. If you like this shit, like it.
Oh, that's a t-shirt. If you
gang,
like this shit, like it. All right, we're out. Peace.